Have you ever wanted to visit a creepy island? The lure of the mystery and the scent of tragedy can be an incredible buzz for some, and if you've ever been a fan of horror, then the macabre is often far more appealing than the traditional. However, the question of spirits, evil ghouls, and loss of life roaming at the islands isn't one for the faint-hearted. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 creepy islands. Pesh Island. Pesh Island is a small island that lies just offshore in the Detroit River in the US. This island is located in the middle of an urban metropolis and seems to be of high commercial value. Yet it is completely abandoned, and all the development plans related to Pesh Island seem to have failed. It is believed that there is a curse on this island. The island was once a home to a French-Canadian family named La Forêt de Tenon. This family lived in the island for 34 years, from 1800 to 1834. However, due to various reasons, the family abandoned the island and shifted to another place. Later, the descendants of the family sold the island to another party. In the late 1800s, the island was bought by a man named Hiram Walker. He tried to develop the island as a permanent holiday resort for his family. He built a huge mansion that had 40 rooms. He dug lakes across the island and planted hundreds of trees. He also developed a golf course and stables for horses. However, Hiram Walker died soon after the completion of the resort. The property was transferred to his daughter, who also died a few years later. The property had various owners during the subsequent years, but no one could enjoy living on the island for a long period. Later, in the 1950s, it was purchased by a private company who tried to convert it into a public holiday resort, but its plan failed as well. Since then, there have been many efforts to develop Pesh Island, but it seems that some mysterious curse is not allowing the development of the island, and it sits in the middle of Detroit as a modern urban mystery. Man claims to have escaped from Alcatraz. Most people know of an escape attempt from Alcatraz. The subject of one of cinema's most famous movies, the 1962 escape has been shrouded in mystery from the get-go. The 3 men involved, John Anglin, Clarence Anglin, and Frank Morris, were inmates at the penitentiary for their involvement in a bank robbery. Through their ingenuity, the trio showed the world that the high-security prison was not escape-proof after all. Supposedly, the men dug a small tunnel out of their cells using sharpened spoons as their only tools. The effort took months to complete, and the men crafted a raft out of their raincoats and set off on the choppy San Francisco waters in the middle of the night. Despite their escape, the men were never seen again, leaving many to wonder if any of the escapees made it across safely. For decades, people have argued for and against the survival of the 3 criminals, with many believing that the swim across the bay would have been impossible for the 3 men to complete, yet people do swim the journey today. However, in 2018, an interesting development came to light thanks to the San Francisco Police Department. In 2013, the San Francisco television station KPIX received a letter from an unknown sender, claiming to be from the prisoner John Anglin. The now public letter is an incredibly interesting read, as it includes some closure on the famous mystery, if it is to be believed. It begins with, "My name is John Anglin. I escaped from Alcatraz in June 1962. Yes, we all made it that night, but barely." The letter goes on to explain what happened to the other 2 inmates. According to the letter, the other Anglin brother, Clarence, passed away in 2008, while Frank Morris passed away in 2005, supporting the idea that the trio lived on into old age. That said, the letter is not all positive. John Anglin goes on to state that he has cancer and also tries to bargain with the police in exchange for medical care, stating that, "If you announce on TV that I will be promised to just go to jail for no more than a year and get medical attention, I will write back to let you know exactly where I am." While somewhat bone-chilling, the letter's authenticity has obviously come into question. It took the police 5 years to make the existence of the letter known to the public, and it was sent to the FBI for analysis on authenticity. Interestingly, in comparisons between the handwriting of the 3 inmates to that of the submitted letter, the results were inconclusive, according to the US Marshals. Relatives of the Anglin brothers stated that they would find roses supposedly left by John and Clarence for years after their escape, including their signatures. So, what could it be? Is this letter just some prankster with too much time, or could it be the last contact made by one of the United States' most wanted men? San Savolo. Just 10 minutes from Venice lies an island with a dark and troubling history, San Savolo Island. While Italy is typically known for its decadent dishes and stunning Mediterranean landscapes, one would not travel to San Savolo to take in the view. It is, however, perfect if you are a history fanatic with a liking for the macabre. The history of the island is intricately linked to the monasteries and hospitals that were built there, the first being the church dedicated to San Savolo, a martyr from Trieste. Between the 9th and 13th century, the island served as home to the Benedictine monks, joined later by a gaggle of nuns that had escaped the convent of St. Leon and Basso that had been utterly destroyed by a raging seaquake. However, by the 18th century, only a few nuns were left. As a result, during the war against Turkey in 1716, the monastery was shut down and transformed into a military hospital. From 1725, the Senate of the Republic of Venice made an executive decision. The hospital and the island itself were both used as a makeshift insane asylum after mental illness was first recognized as a disease that could be cured. To begin with, the asylum was only used for rich patients that could afford their own treatment. Unfortunately, because of their class and resulting poor diet of polenta, many of these patients succumbed to pellagra, a condition characterized by mental confusion and bewilderment. Completely exclusive and entirely in keeping with the times, San Savolo only allowed male patients to attend the asylum. There were just 5 doctors in total, directly in charge of taking care of over 700 patients, each with a range of mental illnesses still being researched. For over 250 years, the island was used as a dumping ground for all of Italy's mental health patients. That is, until the main hospital was shut down for the final time in 1978 due to a reform of the Italian legislation on psychiatric hospitals. Somewhat unsurprisingly, the metropolitan city of Venice, the closest city, now owns the island, including all estates and cultural assets associated with the asylum. In the 1980s, the Venetian government established the Institute for the Study of Social and Cultural Marginalization, a foundation set up to preserve the asylum's history, maintain important records, and restore the island to its previous grandeur and extravagance. Since 1995, the island has also been home to Venice International University, a centre for research and education formed to bring the island's economy back up and provide a tourist attraction. Even more recently, the Venetian government began hosting an international artists' residency out of the museum, which has since become a site for countless stunning exhibitions, vibrant festivals, and mind-blowing performances. But what do you make of these spine-chilling islands? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.